When exactly did Salim call you? Because they said the first alarm came to the police precisely at 12:33.
He called at 12:50.
How was his voice?
He called with a voice call first, and we usually talked on FaceTime together. When he called, he told me to take care of myself and my mom, and that's why I turned on the camera. When I opened it, I saw that he was lying on the floor, and I thought he was joking at first. So I didn't know that something serious was happening, but his voice was breathing a bit fast in some way. I mean, not like usual.
Did you see him and his injuries?
No, he was lying on his stomach, and there was someone next to him whom I couldn't see who it was. I only just saw the foot and such. And it was a bit sticky on the camera, so I didn't really know what it was, if it was actually sticky or if it was the fire, because they said it was a bit, they couldn't really see.
How long had you been talking, Karen?
It was almost less than a minute, because when I saw him and he said, take care of yourself and my mom, I immediately ended the call and called his mom and told her. Then she called him, and he said the same to her. He told her to take care of Kareen and herself. And then she ended the call, and I called afterward and asked what happened, because I didn't know what was going on. When I called again, he didn't answer the first time, but the second time he did. And I asked him what happened and why are you lying on the floor and so on. And then he said that he had been threatened, and I asked where and so on, but he didn't answer. And then I told him that I'm coming, I'm on my way. And I ended the call to ring my dad so he could come and take me to him at the school. And then I called him once more and he answered. And I asked him where he was and which class, and then he said C07. And as soon as I got to the school, I ran to the police and told them where he was so that they would take him, because he was conscious. He could talk to me. And later, we didn't know anything because he didn't answer anymore.
You talked 3 times then, Karen.
Yes.
And he called you first, then called his mom, then you called him and he answered, yes. Do you know how much time passed between these calls? Was it just within a 10-minute period?
Yes, the last call was at 12:57, I think. And then we talked for almost 2 minutes.
When you went to the school, what exactly happened there? Karen, can you tell us, please?
First, I ran to the police and told them that he is lying there. I called them before I arrived. I called the police and told them. They said we should just wait. We waited from 1 o'clock until 7 in the evening.
You were there until the police went into the school, right?
We were standing there, but we weren't close because they don't allow anyone to enter. So we stood and watched, and we saw how students were coming out and so on, and we waited for him to come out too, but he didn't. And we called the hospital, both here in Karlskoga and Lindisberg, but he wasn't registered there, no personal number either. So that's why we stayed, in case he would come out, because I didn't know that what happened was this big. Later, we went to the hospital and sat waiting, and there they told us that there are 3 names without personal numbers here. And then Salim's name came up, and we went and waited patiently in a room for a little while longer. And eventually there the police came and said that there are some who have passed away, and we don't know if Salim is one of them. But we waited, and they took information about what clothes he was wearing and tattoos and other things so they could check if it was him. And then we came home and waited.
When did it exactly start to seem like things weren't looking good?
When he didn't come out of school, when he wasn't in any hospital, that's when we realized that something was wrong.
This uncertainty without getting information about Salim, how long did it last? Did it take 30, 40 hours for you? Did the police see anything at all?
When they took information at the hospital, they said it takes 48 hours. But it took more than 48 hours until they came and told us that it was him who was at the school and passed away. Because they were supposed to conduct some investigations and they wanted to make sure that everyone knows, that is, all the relatives know at the same time so that no one gets. It was the police who came to our home and told us.
Did they tell you the reason for his death? Was it blood loss? Or did they say anything to you at all?
No, we are still waiting for someone to call us and we will ask. Because we got a little book where we were supposed to write if we have questions and ask. And we did that, we wrote it, and we are simply just waiting for the police to answer all of the questions. You can't say much now after it happened and you can't get him back. But right now, at this moment, I'm very, very afraid to go alone. I don't dare to go alone. It definitely feels like it won't be good in the future. That's how I feel. And I know they are working as they should.
But you haven't received the autopsy report or anything at all so far, perhaps?
No, we know that he was shot in the shoulder. That's all we know. And that is everything we currently know.
I'm sorry to ask such details, Kareen, because it's important if he was shot in the shoulder, whether it was once or twice. That explains certain things. It tells about the situation we don't know, but it might reveal a bit about why Salim passed away. He might have been saved. That's why I'm asking you, did they say it was just one shot in the shoulder or something else?
We don't know anything yet. We don't know how many. We don't know where exactly in the shoulder. I don't know if he got scared and that's why he became unconscious. So we don't know what happened there.
But, the police also said he was shot in the shoulder, right?
Yes.